name is Gift Time at Baylor. I'm here with the Katie Worst, getting ready for Minnesota Duluth, the defending Division II champions, versus James Madison.
Gift, we've got really a great competition here coming up for you. Minnesota Duluth, just known for their physical brand of rugby. A fantastic opponent here, just really asserting their dominance here in this Division II area. And we've got James Madison coming up, just really an up-tempo team, so we're in for a great different contrast of styles.
Here's the starting rosters for both of these teams. We're at the lineout. James Madison setting up to throw the ball in. And Madison gets the ball out. Number 10, Chris Kunkel, is able to get the ball. And a huge interception early and quickly for Minnesota Duluth. Playing no games. The big number 8 man, Jake Luger, taking it in for this first score of the day. We are just 45 seconds into this game.
Dominance being the key word here. Really just the Fighting Penguins out exceptionally strong. James Madison a bit shell-shocked at this moment, kind of trying to take a moment to regroup. As we said, just physicality. The big man just bulging through right away and able to score right away.
And you guys can see off of the line out, see the fly half looking to pass the ball off. And the miss, and the big man with the awareness, Jake Luger, just showing what it is to be a champion team.
Coach Kachuba said he's the most talented player he's ever coached. He is a Division II All-American as well, really showing early on that he is used to a high-performance level of play.
Conversion is made. Minnesota Duluth goes up 7-0 in the first 2 minutes of this game. James Madison setting up for the kickoff. Number 10, Chris Kunkel, setting up to kick the ball. And it is picked up by Duluth. Despite the not going 10, Duluth takes the ball in. Minnesota Duluth gets it out to Luger. Luger takes it down. Ball's passed out. Big pass to number 23, Austin Herschel.
Luger, a native of Minnetonka, Minnesota. Fantastic high school programs that they have here in the state of Minnesota.
Luger showing some more of that dominance. Christensen's able to pass the ball out. Big kick by Herschel. James Madison able to recover the ball on the kick. It's passed out to number 12. Number 21, Matt Harrison. Ball's picked up by number 9, Eric Kaplan. Kaplan trying to get it out to his forwards and just no room being made by Duluth.
Solid effort there to counter-ruck by Duluth. Trying to disrupt for ball.
Madison trying to set up their forwards, trying to just find some open field for their backs. Duluth just shooting up very quickly into those defensive gaps.
Madison slips forward there, finds a little bit of space.
Minnesota Duluth managed to recover the ball in the ruck. Duluth gets the ball out to Luger. Luger is taken down quickly. Ruck has been formed. Ball is passed out to number 10, Bolstead. Bolstead taking it to the winger and is taken down. Big hit against their number 3, Derek Van Klein. Duluth is just coming in aggressive and hot in this early part of the game.
Duluth support is so quick as soon as the ball's on the deck. Quick pickup there by James Madison going forward.
That is number 1, Mo Katz.
Mo Katz known as being a dynamic player in the loose. He's really picked up his scrummaging ability as well. Another D1 or D2 All-American.
Madison trying to recover the ball on the ruck, still maintaining possession, trying to crash it down with the forwards. Carlson gets the ball out, have a little bit of a drop, and we have the first penalty of the day. It's going to be a knock-on against Madison. It'll be a scrum advantage to Duluth.
Madison slight bit of handling errors. All credit to Duluth really on their defensive pressure, coming forward with just exceptional pace, giving James Madison no time to really make decisions. They're looking up, seeing the defensive wall coming at them. It's really difficult to make a catch in that position.
Eric Carlson setting up to put the ball in for the scrum advantage.
Cody Christensen set to put it in. He's one of 2 team captains. He was our 2013 D2 National Championship MVP.
And Duluth with the big hit, pop. That is number 12, number 13, Mike Casico. Duluth just trying to show power early and often.
James Madison struggling to work on their defensive alignment, starting to push up there a bit. Quite handling error to their advantage.
Matt Casico able to do a little bit of a spin around, get the ball out, open up some space. And we have knock on against Duluth. It was a knock on against Eric Carlson. It'll be Madison. Ball, scrum advantage in the 44. And you can see the big hit that was made on the Madison player.
That was Logan Hansen really just used that James Madison player as a speed bump. He made the switch to outside center. Seems to have worked quite well for him. Solid decision there by Coach Kachuba.
Madison gets the ball into the scrum, and Duluth is able to turn the ball. Turn to scrum. It will be Duluth ball. It will be a scrum. It will be a penalty advantage to James Madison.
James Madison really thankful for this opportunity to just collect their composure. They've just been sort of enduring the wave of onslaught of defense or attacking pressure coming forward from Minnesota Duluth.
Ball goes out at the 44-meter inside Duluth territory. Madison will be taking it in. Dan Doherty will be throwing in for the line out.
In terms, we mentioned some of the dominance here of Minnesota Duluth. They beat Colorado College and UW Staupe combined 138-5 to win the Midwest Regional and to make it here today in the National Championship weekend. Some pretty exceptional score lines.
Swift play by the props, and it is still in possession as it goes into touch at the just a little bit inside the 44 inside Duluth territory. It'll be Minnesota ball. Randall Tanaka thrown in for Duluth.
James Madison electing not to contest for that line out.
Duluth getting the ball out. That's number 7, Luke Drewish.
Great work on the tackle to get their hands around the ball there by the James Madison player.
James Madison able to recover and is taken down at the 50-meter mark. And we have a penalty advantage to James Madison.
It's diving over there on Minnesota Duluth. Really, they're really solid platform for that support. Just lost their footing there and came down. Got their shoulders below their hips.
Looks like number 10, Chris Kunkel, will be setting up for the kick into touch. And the ball is maintained inside the touch zone. Minnesota Duluth able to recover and taking it back down to just about the 45-meter mark inside their territory.
Zach Schwartz of Duluth just really driving those legs forward, drawing in as many defenders as he can. Good solid go forward defense there by James Madison, but Duluth just so strong in that leg drive.
And there goes Big Luger, showing his speed and power, getting it out to Tanaka. Tanaka taking it out to Hines and getting it back inside to Trace Bolstead.
Bolstead only a sophomore for this Duluth team, making a note of how much sort of reserve talent they have in the years to come.
Luger just crashing it through, taking it back out to Hines. Hines cutting it inside to the number 12, Dan Roble. Duluth just working on pace, picked up by number 11, and pass off to Lars Anderson. Lars Anderson still on his feet, trying to show so much of that Minnesota power. Tanaka takes it inside, crashing it down just inside the 5-meter mark. And the score for Duluth. That is number 4, Andy Buttrocks. Duluth just showing pure outspeed and power, just relentless on phase after phase after phase after phase.
What we've seen so far is just dominant leg drive by Duluth and just relentless support. It's like a wave, just a wave coming at this James Madison team right now.
And you can see just Lars Anderson just knocking Madison players out the way, a clear size advantage. Tanaka showing his gusto, getting inside and creating space. And number 4, just finishing out the play. Andy Buttrocks to just finish out for Minnesota Duluth, putting them up 12-0 before the conversion.
Gift, if you're James Madison at this point, what's some things you're discussing? How are you going to make sure that you can manage this onslaught of offensive prowess?
I would first talk about trying to get as low as possible. If these Minnesota Duluth people are able to break tackles so well, that means you have to get low and get the feet. It is all about the wrap, because if you don't, you will be thrown off like rag dolls.
It's really, you mentioned just about the power coming forward. It's really difficult even to tell by body size between the backs and the forwards on this Minnesota Duluth team. We've seen a lot of the Luger's been just fantastic going forward, scoring within the first minute of the game. But we've been known that their backs also have some tricks up their sleeves, and they run very hard lines as well.
Number 10, Chris Kunkel kicking off to Duluth. Ball recovered by number 14, Zach Schwartz. And Schwartz is taken into touch. James Madison is going to get the possession deep inside Duluth territory.
You mentioned Chris Kunkel. He has always been known for having tremendous athletic ability and is really well known for fantastic ball skills. But he's stepped up as a leader and really has been known to be one on the defensive poach. For this year, I'm certain that that's going to be helpful against this attacking team for Minnesota Duluth.
Bowles kicks the ball out for territory. It is recovered by Madison. Quick tackle by number 13, Logan Hansen of Duluth. Hansen's able to recover and pick up the ball. Ruck formed. And we have a penalty advantage going to James Madison. It's going to be a knocked on ball against Duluth. Number 9, Cody Christensen, bobbling the ball out of the ruck just a little bit. Mike Crichton will set this ball into the scrum, try and give Madison a chance to make some plays in this early part of the first half.
Great shove forward by Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth able to recover the ball, gets it out to Bolstead. Bolstead taking it out to Robo. Robo crashing it inside. Christensen taking it out to Hines. Hines taking it out to the outside winger. Big crashes. Number 3, Van Klein is able to crash it down. Pass out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it out to Hansen. Hansen taking it inside, showing a little bit of that swivel, taking it to the 20, inside the 10-meter mark.
Hansen really has found a home there at that outside center position.
James Madison able to recover the ball, just taking hit immediately. Inside, deep inside their territory, just about the 3-meter mark, trying to find some room to recover, trying to find some space. Looks like they're able to find a little bit as they're getting out of their try zone. James Madison trying to hold the ball on the ruck.
James Madison, high-risk situation, trying to run it out of the try zone. Paid off for them in this instance.
Looks like Luke Drush was able to get it. Jake Luger able to crash it down the middle, take it in for the second score of the day for him. Third score overall. It's going to take this score up to 19-0. Still early in the first half. Minnesota Duluth has just been relentless. Katie, what are you seeing out of these guys?
I think we're just seeing mostly all Minnesota Duluth here. There's just kind of a momentary moment where they were able to drive it out. And then Luger, as we said, for the first minute, he's able to score again. As Coach Kachuba said, just one of the most talented players that they've had coming forth in that number 8 position, really exerting his athletic dominance, but also leadership. James Madison, you can just see in their body language now that they're trying to come up with answers of what they can do to match. They have a number of great tools, or really have done well to kind of counter those waves of offensive pressure. But if you're James Madison, you just have to maintain ball possession. One thing Minnesota Duluth is not giving up is the ball at any point in time. You need the ball to be able to score.
Duluth setting up for the conversion. It will be Tracy Bolstead setting up to kick. And Bolstead gets the ball through. It is 21-0 with 24 minutes remaining in this half. Minnesota Duluth has the commanding lead. James Madison setting up for the kickoff.
Yep, is this what we expected coming into this match?
I think you had to expect it. Minnesota Duluth has been a consistent powerhouse here in Division II. Again, you can see the outscoring record, 138-5 in their last 3 games. This is a team that has just been dominant for the last 3 seasons easy. Haven't lost a real game since the championship match back in 2012.
James Madison with a couple of good series of possession here. Duluth just punishing any type of handling error.
James Madison able to pick up the ball. That's number 1, Mo Katz, using a little bit of the quick step. Ball's taken out to Kunkel, and we have a penalty advantage knock on against James Madison. It's going to be Minnesota Duluth scrum advantage.
Katz, one of the many D2 All-American players on this James Madison side, also named as a Cardinal Conference Select player. Has really made an effort to work on his scrummaging. He's fantastic in the loose play. I'm certain Coach Mark Lamborn appreciates a solid scrummager that's excellent in the loose.
Duluth gets the ball into the ruck. Ball's out. Ball's taken out to number 12, Dan Roble. Roble showing some power as he's taken down near the 50-meter mark. Taken out to Bolstead. Bolstead kicks it out. It is recovered by James Madison on the drop ball by recovered by Minnesota Duluth on the drop ball by James Madison.
Great effort to win the battle in the air there.
That is Luke DeRouche taking it in. Big hit by number 6, Tony Wilson. Bolstead gets the ball out to Jake Luger. Luger just crashing over James Madison players. James Madison managing to take control of the ball out of the ruck. Ball's kicked out. Zach Schwartz recovering the ball for Duluth. Schwartz with the big play, taking it down just about the 35-meter mark. Bolstead kicking for some territory, letting Minnesota gain a little bit of time. We have a knocked-on ball against number 15, Chase Key for James Madison. It's going to be a scrum advantage to James Madison, to Minnesota Duluth inside James Madison territory.
If you're James Madison, this is another good opportunity to kind of just collect yourself, focus on some composure. We saw dominant scrum performance before by Minnesota Duluth. Let's see what type of adjustments James Madison's been able to make.
Christensen's able to get the ball in. And big Jake Luger trying to do the 8-man pickup. Quick ruck over by Duluth.
Great tackle by James Madison, flanker, to neutralize that threat.
A big hit, a little bit of an illegal play on against Minnesota Duluth. Holding on to the tackler. It will be James Madison ball being kicked out.
Minnesota Duluth just a little late in the support there to draw the penalty for James Madison.
And a great kick for James Madison.
Excellent territorial gain, solid execution. James Madison elected to spread out the line out. Great battle in the air. Well taken by James Madison.
Madison taking advantage. Zach DeRouche getting in on the quick tackle. Number 10, Chris Kunkel trying to kick, not getting the distance that he was wanting out of it. And Duluth is able to recover the ball in the ruck.
Maybe not the best decision. Kunkel maybe would have wanted that back. Just trying to make sure that they can string together a series of possession will help them out. Anytime you give the ball up to this Duluth team, you're in trouble.
And we have a penalty holding the ball in the ruck. Is going to be a penalty advantage to James Madison.
A little bit of undisciplined play by Minnesota Duluth. James Madison going to take advantage again of that solid kicking work by Kunkel.
Ball goes into touch. And if you guys are looking to get some great rugby gear, you can check out the new BLK home jersey today for just $94.99. Visit shopusarugby.com to get your new BLK gear. Duluth is able to set up for the ruck. James Madison trying to break through in the ruck, maintaining possession of the ball. James Madison getting it in. That is
solid effort to stretch out to receive that pass. James Madison getting a lot of momentum here, knocking on the door. Duluth, you see him scrambling, a lot of them trying to get back in realignment. James Madison on the front foot here.
Seeing some big plays by these forwards, trying to crash, trying to just open up space, constrict the defense so that they can open it out to the backs. And we get the first score for James Madison. That is number...
Gonna take a minute.
Looks like we have an injury simultaneously. That is number 8, Mike Crichton for James Madison. Getting to score, but suffering a little bit of an injury.
Fitting that Crichton would be the first to put the points on the board, as Mike Lamborn calls him the heart and soul of the team. Look at this great execution, just charging forward, stretching himself out. Before this last play by Crichton, just really, team did a great job just maintaining their composure and just kind of grinding out those last hard inches and drawing in that defense. Really found the chink in the armor of this Minnesota Duluth side so far. Great effort, good work. Crichton, just perfect person to get the job done for James Madison.
It's going to be a heavy loss for James Madison to be able to lose Crichton if he has to walk off the field, but it looks like at least Chris Kunkel was unable to make the point, was able to make the conversion, putting the score 21-7.
Appears to be some type of ankle injury there by Crichton, getting helped off by assistant coaches Aaron Frank and Perry Pence for James Madison.
Correction, there the conversion was missed. It'll still be 21-5. James Madison recovering the ball and loses it inside the scrum. Luke DeRouche is taking the ball in, and James Madison seemingly able to recover. Trying to get a big play out of Mo Katz. Number 6, Matt Petrick, able to maintain possession, get the ball down to the James Madison 44. Mo Katz trying to show a little bit of elusiveness, say that props cannot move. That is a lie right here.
Petrick, just really one of those workman-like players here on this team. We're willing to do whatever it takes for this Dukes team.
Seeing good ball transition by this James Madison team.
Starting to see just a number of bodies here on the ground for James Madison. It really is just that physicality of the Minnesota team.
We're getting a chance to look back at the try that led to the injury on Crichton. Crichton looks like he's getting down, and it looks like, a roll on number 13, from number 13, Logan Hansen, on top of his ankle. Probably is what aggravated it. Looks pretty loose right there.
Hansen went to go and stick that tackle, just unfortunate movement of the foot. Looks like he's getting proper medical attention here.
We're having a free kick for James Madison inside the scrum.
You see team captain Merrick Carlson just kind of taking a moment to regroup.
Mocats passing off to number 11, Matt Narskar. But we have ball going into touch. Minnesota Duluth will take over. Blake Martin will be thrown in for Minnesota Duluth. Minnesota Duluth getting it out to Van Klein. Klein showing a little bit of power. Out to Bolster. Bolster getting out to DeRouche. DeRouche taking it inside the 44-meter mark. Out to Bolster again. Bolster getting it out to number 13. Hanson. Hanson showing a little swiggle and slipping on the ground. Taking down inside the 22-meter mark. Number 6, Tony Wilson, getting it in as he's taken down not too far in. Bolstead passing out to number 12, Dan Roble. Roble taking down just back at about the 20-meter. Minnesota Duluth trying to crash it, and it's knocked on. James Madison gets the ball, and it is going to be the scrum advantage going to James Madison on the knocked-on ball.
You can kind of see just the style shift a little bit for Minnesota Duluth, playing a lot of quick ball. Credit to Cody Christensen, who is one of the 2 captains. He's kind of known for being the one that does a lot of the stuff that doesn't necessarily always get noticed. And really a combination between Christensen and Bolstead has been pretty lethal so far for Minnesota Duluth.
Looks like we have another injury on the field for James Madison. Christian Rubio looks like he has a bit of an ankle injury. Hopefully the trainers will be able to take a look at this, not have to worry about anything. Hopefully we can see, hopefully these Madison players are able to get a chance to get off.
As we're dealing with some of this sort of medical care and stuff, we have a number of coaches that are really fantastic here out for this championship series. If you're already a coach and you want to sign up for a course, you can visit usarugby.org/coach to earn professional development credits and sign up for courses. You can also get resources to help protect your team. Really, player welfare is something we emphasize here at USA Rugby. Go ahead online and find out where you can get some knowledge in professional development.
We have a little bit of a substitution. Number 3, Christian Rubio was walked off the field. We're bringing in for him give us a moment to be able to check the number. Setting up for the scrum. James Madison's able to put it in. That would be Eric Carlson. Madison trying to hold the ruck.
Coach Lamborn talks about how Carlson is one of the toughest players that he's ever coached. They actually won a state high school championship together. Fantastic to see that there's a number of athletes that are coming up through the system, so have more than 5+ years of experience before they even get to the collegiate ranks. Just kind of a testament to the growth of the game here in the U.S.
It's going to be penalty advantage going to James Madison.
And if you're interested in helping out with the growth of the game and playing the newest Olympic sport, you can get involved with youth rugby today in your own backyard. You can visit www.rookierugby.com.
Madison's able to kick the ball out to touch into 50. Looks like it was number 17, Kevin Chung, who replaced Christian Rubio at the prop. James Madison able to recover. Taken in by number 21, Kevin Katz. Oh, big hit on the James Madison player by Minnesota Duluth.
Did anybody get the number of that truck that just hit him? Just fantastic, solid hit.
Duluth able to recover out to DeRouche. DeRouche with the solid stiff arm, taken down inside the 22. Bolstead gets it back out to Hanson. Hanson taking it out to Lars Anderson. Anderson is taken down just outside the try zone. Ball's taken out to Luger. Luger just crashing through just at the line. And we having a referee meet up to determine whether, and it looks like the ball was held up. Great defensive play by James Madison on Jake Luger.
Referee McIver in great position to make the call there. James Madison got underneath it. Jake Luger, just a two-time DE2 All-American, always in the right spot. Not quite able to convert that time around. Good defensive effort by James Madison. See Cody Christensen put the ball in. A clear leader for this Minnesota Duluth program.
Duluth using the scrum, trying to push it in nice and early, and we get the big score by Cody Christensen on the scrum sneak in. It's going to put this score up 26-7 before the conversion.
Cody Christensen doing a fantastic job of really just converting on the solid effort there by the tight forwards for the Minnesota Duluth program. Really showing his composure and great leadership to touch that one down for the Fighting Penguins.
And you guys can see on the replay, scrum was already taking. Minnesota able to get low on this James Madison team. And it was just a matter of time of setting it up so that Christensen is able to get in. Bolstead is setting up for the conversion.
James Madison, you saw him just buckling under that pressure. Just so much strength here in this Duluth side.
And ball is kicked, and the conversion is no good. Score will remain 26-7. Minnesota Duluth up on James Madison. James Madison looking to try and get any kind of momentum back in this game.
Minnesota Duluth just has so many tools in the toolbox they can pull out. We just saw them utilize their scrum to be able to score. They have fantastic support, really just great runners, and their backs run hard, and they do solid lines.
A knock-on against Duluth will give Madison the ball. Madison able to take advantage. Owen Katz is trying to get it, and a massive counter ruck by Minnesota Duluth. We have a knock-on. It will take it from the original knock-on against Minnesota Duluth. It will be a scrum advantage to James Madison. Knock-on was against Derek Van Klein.
James Madison really no stranger to success here. They won the Mid-Atlantic Regional with a Day 2 win over Towson, 17-6 after beating Rowan on their first day. It's the third time consecutively that they've won the Cardinal Conference. So a fantastic program that's really shown a great deal of ingenuity to get here today.
Minnesota Duluth able to take the ball out of the scrum. Big ruck against Madison. Kick made, and Madison's able to recover. That is number 9, Eric Carlson, able to recover, but he's pushed into touch, and it'll be a turnover, and Minnesota Duluth opportunity. Blake Martin setting up to throw the ball in for Minnesota Duluth on the lineout. And the maul is formed. Klein is taken down. Duluth gets the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead takes the immediate crash, is taken down just before the 44 inside Madison territory, James Madison territory. Ball is taken out by Hanson and crashed down.
Bolstead always flanked by a number of loose forwards.
Jake Luger takes on the 2 outside wingers, one on 2, able to take it inside the 22. Ball, number 4.
James Madison doing well to kind of get hands around the ball and keep them up in the air.
Christensen, a little bit of a bobble, able to get it out to Jake Luger. Christensen gets it out to number 12, Dan Roble. Roble trying to use a little stutter step to offset the James Madison defense. Number 23, Austin Herschel was able to get it out to the winger. And James Madison able to recover the ball, kicking out into touch. It is recovered by Herschel. Herschel trying to look for some open space. Takes it back inside the James Madison 30-meter mark. And we have a penalty advantage to James Madison, not rolling away by Minnesota Duluth.
James Madison opts take the quick tap, kick forward. Pass is not on the mark.
And it's going to be a penalty advantage to Duluth.
James Madison likely making that decision to keep the ball in hand. Just been struggling so much with kicking to this very dangerous backfield of the Minnesota Duluth team. Maybe a bit of frustration setting in as well, too.
Both teams setting up for this scrum. Cody Christensen getting ready to put the ball in for Duluth. And ball is out. Bolsa gets the ball out to number 13, Hansen. Hansen able to drop that shoulder and show a little power, taken inside the 44-meter mark. And we have
senior Mike Cazzo that took the brunt of that attacking movement.
And we have the first yellow card of the day. It looks like it'll be against Zachary. It'll be against Zach Schwartz for diving into the ruck. James Madison getting the ball. Owen Mo Katz trying to get the ball out, find a little space.
Logan Hansen with a solid level 3 tackle there. Elevator going up on that one.
Ball's taken now to Kunkel. Kunkel getting the ball out to Casico. And James Madison setting up the maul. Maul's crashed there inside Duluth territory. Trying to hold on to that counter ruck.
Madison did well to set up a solid platform, but Duluth just consistently contesting.
Carlson gets the ball out to Kunkel. Kunkel getting it out to number 6, Petrick. Petrick getting it out to the winger, but it is lost against Minnesota Duluth on the forward pass.
James Madison outran their support slightly. Just you can't waste any seconds against this Minnesota Duluth team. They will pick it up and have some solid go-forward momentum right away.
Chase Casey under recovery, taking it into Duluth territory, and Duluth is able to recover the ball inside the ruck. Duluth just trying to show pure power, crashing it through. It's out to Darush. Darush lowering the shoulder and just driving it in. Still inside Duluth territory.
So much physicality we've seen from the Fighting Penguins so far.
And James Madison able to take advantage of the ball, getting out to Chung. There's a forward, a knock on against James Madison. It'll be Minnesota Duluth ball inside their territory for the scrum advantage. We have about 3.5 minutes remaining in this match. Minnesota Duluth up 26, James Madison 7.
That certainly is flying by, just up-tempo game that we've seen, which is typically a credit to what James Madison's style of play. Minnesota Duluth has probably discussed this before and really catered to that, and they've met that intensity of that level of play. Both sides really just fantastic efforts here and really great rugby to watch.
Christensen gets the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead kicking the ball for territory. Recovered by number 15, Chase Key for James Madison. We have a knock on against James Madison.
He made the effort there to try to turn sideways. Ball just popped up a little bit. You could see his frustration on that knock forward. Minnesota Duluth just been dominant here in the scrum. James Madison did well last time to match that dominance.
Christensen getting the ball in and gets it out to Bolstead. Bolstead dummying and faking it in, taking it down to just before the 44 inside Madison territory. Ball's passed out to Buntrock. And we have a penalty advantage going to Duluth, not releasing against James Madison.
We're on the 2-minute mark. If you're James Madison, you don't want to give up any errant penalties. You're still in good position going into the half.
And the ball is recovered inside the Madison try-zone. It'll be a 22-meter drop. Mo Katz trying to pass it out to Chris Kunkel.
Good decision to touch the ball down.
Kunkel setting up and a big hit. Mo Katz on number 6, on number 6, Tony Wilson.
Mo Katz just showing his dynamic nature to chase that ball down. Great bit of hustle there.
Zach DeRouche trying to take it inside. Picked up by Christensen. Christensen getting it out to Herschel. Herschel showing a little bit of power as he takes it back inside Madison territory. Ball's passed out to the forwards, using them to crash. That would be number 5, Zach Lucas. Ball's taken out to Hansen. Hansen kicking it off. And it is caught by number 13, Mike Casico for James Madison. And we have a penalty not rolling away by Minnesota Duluth. James Madison setting up for the kick into touch.
They'll look to just gain some territory. Send us into the half here fairly soon.
And that'll be halftime. Minnesota Duluth up 26 on James Madison. Just stay tuned. We'll be back after halftime.
I told him to bring it over here. By the time we get down, and
hop back right back up.
You going down?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop down right quick. Oh.
Different types of. You want? Something
Different type of topics. I need one quick.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
That's why I didn't even get down.
Slide that open.
Get him no time.
Huh? Boot. Boot. And boot. Thank y'all.
Welcome back. This is the beginning of the second half. Minnesota Duluth taking on James Madison, taking the lead 26-7, entering into the second half. James Madison will be kicking off to Duluth.
This is a semifinal matchup here between these two teams. The winner will go on to face
University of Wisconsin Whitewater. And Minnesota Duluth takes the early pass. Big hit by the number 1, Lars Anderson. Jake Luger just crashing through. Minnesota just not taking any names and just bashing through this.
Luger just consistently manhandling James Madison defenders.
Duluth still maintaining possession after the kick. Recovered by number 6, Tony Wilson. It's going to be a forward pass against Duluth.
Scrum will be awarded to James Madison. James Madison used to playing teams of high quality. Actually took a tour last year to play programs like Cal, St. Mary's, and Stanford. They have real serious aspirations to test themselves against the best in the country here. So they've earned their way. And Minnesota Duluth is really giving them a fantastic contest so far.
Duluth able to push Madison into touch. Blake Martin setting up for the line out. And balls into the maul. Duluth trying to push it through. And it goes into ruck. Christensen gets the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead cuts it into Darush. Darush is taken down just before the 22-meter inside Madison territory. Lars Anderson trying to crash it through, get it down to the 22-meter mark. Bolstead kicks the ball through, trying to give it a little space. Almost picked up by Hansen. Hansen's able to tackle, recover, and it is stolen by Duluth. Duluth gets it out to Buttrox. Buttrox taken down.
Bolstead, a nifty little kick forward there into space.
Duluth trying to take advantage of the strength of the team. Ball's passed out to Bolstead. Bolstead dummies it and cuts it inside, is taken down immediately. Christensen gets the ball out to Schwartz. And score for Duluth.
Minnesota Duluth, just a fantastic job of recycling quickly, getting the ball off. Had a great overload off to the right.
That is number 14, Zach Schwartz.
Great technical application there of the game plan. Really, it's just been solid up-tempo play by Minnesota Duluth.
You just see the absolute physical ability that Duluth is putting on James Madison. Bolstead setting up for the conversion. Duluth trying to really put this game away, and Bolstead gets the ball through. It will bring the score 33-7 early in the second half.
Minnesota Duluth getting out to a really early start. Same with Lukers within the first minute, being able to just pick off that bobble ball and score to set the tempo right away for the Fighting Penguins.
And James Madison gets the ball off. Jake Luger gets the ball in mid-run, is able to take the ball down to the 30. Lars Anderson gets the ball out to Zach Darush. Darush finds open space and is taking it over to 50. Still on his feet, still finding, and he gets open space, breaking tackles. 2 players on him, and he's taken down inside the try zone. Second score for Minnesota Duluth in the second half, early in the second half. But it looks like we have a penalty against James Madison, against Minnesota Duluth. James Madison will be taking the ball, negating that score.
Looks like referee McKeevery just brought it back. A lot of effort there by DeRouche.
Ball's kicked into touch. It's going to be James Madison ball inside Duluth territory.
Report back again for Mike Creighton, number 8 from James Madison, who went out early after scoring that try. Brilliant work. Went out with the ankle injury. Really defined again as the heart and soul of the team. A definite loss here for James Madison in terms of momentum and leadership.
James Madison recovering the territory kick, taken down just at the 44-meter line inside their territory. Little shimmy by
Luker, just a solid tackle, able to smash him.
Duluth gets the ball out. Bolstead trying to fake it out. Picked up by number 11.
Sophomore trying just to get a bit fancy with that back pass. Just missed the mark.
Herschel trying to cut it inside. Duluth still maintaining possession after the tackle. Lars Anderson hit right away at the leg. Still driving through, is able to take it down just about the 22-meter mark. Ball pops out the ruck. Still maintained possession by Duluth. Christensen gets the ball out to Roble. Still picked up by Roble and is taken down. Ball's taken out to number 6, Tony Wilson.
James Madison does well to really put on the defensive pressure here, slowly inching them back, hitting them behind the gain line.
Lars Anderson just trying to crash it through, giving Duluth some serious power going in on the short meter plays. Big kick by Duluth, trying to recover the ball into try zone, and it will be touchdown by Zach Schwartz.
James Madison elect to take the drop 22 here. One of the difficulties in being able to lay solid tackles on this team is just the force with which they come forward.
And you can see the big play by Zach DeRouche, but unfortunately not able to complete it out because of the penalty. Kick made by James Madison. Duluth trying to recover it, and it's out to Lars Anderson. Anderson to Bolt to Hansen. Hansen getting out to Roble. Roble cutting it inside, trying to go between two James Madison players. Ball's passed out to the center and taken out to Bolstead. Bolstead is cut down. And a big play by Lars Anderson, cutting between two players and crashing in for the score. Third try of the half for Duluth. It takes it up to 38-7 before the conversion.
Anderson, another two-time Division II All-American weapon in this arsenal of quality, talented athletes that they have here. Back a few steps before that, just a really fantastic example of quick ball movement, able to stretch this field as far as possible. Ball off the base quickly, solid offload, use a little bit of misdirection, and able to touch it down.
Bolstead setting up for the conversion, trying to really pad this stat down with 30 minutes remaining in this half.
A lot of credit, too. The ball movement on the field, just vision goes to Bolstead. Only a sophomore here for this Duluth program.
And the kick is good. Scores 38-7. Minnesota Duluth up on James Madison. James Madison setting up to kick off the ball. Kunkel will be looking to get this ball out.
Fighting Penguins coach Kachuba talks about how Bolstead really can't take over games from that fly half position. Between him and last year's MVP, which was Christensen, just really a fantastic 9-10 pairing to do quite well for this side.
Great attempt by James Madison to recover their own ball. Number 11, Samuel Zachary Schwartz will be taking it. Jake Luger just showing exactly why he is one of the best players in Division II college rugby. For the long 40 meters run, taking it out to number 23, Herschel. Herschel gets it out to Torveen, and Torveen scores the 4th try for Duluth in this half.
Credit to both Carlson and Kunkel, really never giving up, putting good chase on Lukers there. You saw great sportsmanship. They're both getting off the ground, kind of congratulating each other on a fantastic effort. Minnesota Duluth just continuing with this string of dominant plays.
You can already start to see Duluth is just starting to pick up their pace and take advantage. Waiting for the conversion by Bolstead. And the conversion is good. It scores 47-7. Duluth over James Madison. You can check out this replay. Great run, great pace by Jake Luger. Just showing absolute power and great pass off. You can see the unload by Bolstead, taking it out to Torveen, and just rolls in for the easy score.
Just take a moment to notice the short time span between when the tackle is made, when the ball gets off the ground. They're just so quick to spin the ball and able to find that space, especially with James Madison kind of countering and trying to get back in position to play defense.
Lars Anderson putting a big hit before getting tackled. Duluth still maintaining possession as they get the ruck. Bolstead kicks the ball for territory. Recovered by James Madison.
Good take there on the grub kick. James Madison just a handling error, lost possession.
James Madison, Duluth maintaining possession. Zach DeRouche trying to cut it back up, trying to get taken back to the 44-meter mark. Christensen gets the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead doing a long pass out to Schwartz. Schwartz getting it out to Hansen. Hansen kicking it for the territory and then making the big tackle. James Madison still maintaining possession, and Duluth trying to with the counter ruck, and we have a penalty against Duluth. Quick play by James Madison, and Jake Luger with the attempted interception, but no, not 10 yet, so it will be an extended penalty against Duluth. James Madison getting it at the 44-meter inside their territory. Kunkel will be trying to kick the ball into touch.
Luger's just been lethal at getting in those passing lanes all day. That time just not quite far enough back.
And the line out is maintained inside Madison in Duluth territory. You can see just a confusion for Luger on the interception. Still good call by the ref. Madison getting the ball out to the fly half, taking it out to the winger. It's cut inside, trying to find some space, taking it inside Duluth territory, 22-meter mark.
Great support there by James Madison.
Kunkel trying to get it out to his centers and pushed into touch.
Great field position here for James Madison. They've been solid on their lineouts. Most of the action has actually happened on the edges of the field, but both teams really doing a great job of keeping the ball in play. It's been a fast-paced, exceptional match.
Looks like we have a few substitutions. Looks like number 14, Torvini, 7, Darush, and number 23, Herschel are exiting the play, exiting the field. Great games by those three gentlemen right there.
Coach Kachuba has taken an opportunity to just reload this engine that has been Minnesota Duluth.
James Madison able to maintain possession. It will be a scrum to James Madison.
James Madison is known as a squad with real solid forward play and a great deal of pace in their back line. What they're really lacking so far this game is just ball possession. Minnesota Duluth's done a fantastic job of just starving them of any opportunity to go forward with the ball.
Duluth with the big scrum, able to steal the ball in the scrum, pass out to Bolstead. Bolstead gets it out to Roble. Roble's taken down. Christensen gets the ball out to the winger, taking it out to the inside center. Ball's kicked off for territory. Deep inside Madison territory.
Solid. Part of that kick forward, Matt Petrick, really good commitment on that tackle. Pairs well with Evan Larson. They really do get around the park well and have been doing just yeoman's work for this James Madison team all day.
James Madison team will be taking the ball in. Number 16, Dan Wright, will be tossing in for James Madison.
We really have seen some high-quality play here so far in this match. If you're interested in more high-quality play, come and check out the International Women's Rugby, which is going to return to Atlanta March 14th and 15th. You can head down to Fifth Third Bank Stadium at Kennesaw State University. You can go ahead, check in online at usarugby.org/Atlanta7s to purchase more. You can also tune in. There's collegiate women's rugby as well in Palm Coast, Florida going on. We just saw Notre Dame College fell to UW Whitewater. The Notre Dame College women are advancing into the finals. It's a fantastic program there they have there.
James Madison trying to crash it through. That is number 17, Kevin Chung, trying to show a little power. Mo Katz with a transition. Ball's passed out to the center, taken down just before the 50-meter mark. Kunkel trying to get the ball out, trying to open up some space for the backs. That speedy Minnesota defense has just been relentless this entire game. Kick has been made, recovered by Schwartz, and Schwartz is tackled big by number 14, Nate Norwood.
Great defensive effort there by Norwood. James Madison trying to stretch the field, really trying to match that quick ball movement that Minnesota Duluth has happened to be using all game.
We have a forward pass called against James Madison. Duluth will take the scrum just inside Madison territory. James Madison territory.
See Cody Christensen talking to his front row mates, urging them on to keep going strong in the scrum.
And ball is knocked out. Duluth manages to maintain possession. Schwartz able to recover at the last moment. Duluth, James Madison able to take the ball from the ruck, able to maintain possession, trying to hold on, and is pushed out into touch.
Yeah.
James Madison has just been trying to take advantage of anything. Sean Davidson taking a good look with a quick reaction on the ball, trying to take advantage from this roving Duluth team.
Unfortunate reality is just really the body height going into contact. If you get too high, you get your shoulders either below or too high from your hips, it's going to be trouble all day. A team like Minnesota Duluth will punish you for that improper form.
Logan Franz showing a little power. James Madison able to recover. We have a penalty advantage going to James Madison. Kunkel gets the ball out to his forwards. Big play by the forwards. That is big number 6, Matt Petrick, trying to cross it into the 22. Mo Katz recovering the knocked on ball. We have an extra 10.
Minnesota Duluth probably getting marched back a bit, weren't back 10, or else there's a bit of back chat possibly. Solid effort by James Madison there.
Chris Kunkel was slow to get up, but it looks like he'll be able to continue playing.
It really was a team effort there by Petrick and Larson.
Kunkel dummying it in, taking it into number 2, Matt Petrick. Petrick is hit just at the try line. James Madison trying to make sure they don't lose this possession of this ball. And Duluth is able to get the possession of the ball from the ruck. And James Madison is able to recover back out, taken just at the try line. And we're waiting to hear the call. Looking to see if Evan Larson was able to get the ball in. And it is a score. That is the second score of the day for James Madison.
Referee McIver just took a moment to kind of talk it through with his assistant referee. There was so much quick transition, turnover from both sides. A credit to both teams here. Really, once you're on the ground, it's a split second before, if your support's not there, that someone will be contesting. They'll be jackling over, trying to get their hands on the ball. Solid effort by both sides. James Madison still in it, still driving forward, taking advantage of taking their shots when they're offered for them.
Kunkel setting up for the conversion. Still 19 minutes remaining in this match. You can see right inside the play, big effort by Evan Larson to push that ball in, get low, and try and get the ball down.
Evan Larson, 2 hands on the ball, going forward. Good low body height, able to just drive forward, make that last big push to get over the line.
Kunkel not able to make the conversion. Score remains 47-12. University of Minnesota Duluth up on James Madison University.
Larson really the epitome of that score the try technique, stretching himself out, able to put some points on the board. Gain a little bit of positivity here for the James Madison Dukes.
Trace Bolstead kicking the ball off to James Madison. Recovered by number 6, Matt Petrick. Ball's out to Mo Katz. And recovered by Eric Wellman from Minnesota Duluth.
Nice leg drive in the tackle there to push him back. Bolstead, a quick chip kick forward. Well taken by James Madison. Nice evasive efforts there.
Duluth with a strong counter ruck, being able to get the ball out of that ruck, still maintaining possession. Christensen gets the ball off to number 2, Andy Buttrock. Passes out to Herschel, to Joseph Lemick. Not releasing the ball on the tackle against Duluth. James Madison taking the ball out.
Nice tip on the pass there, able to scoop it up.
Ball's out to
Great
Brian
overload
Nickel.
here for James Madison.
And look at the quick transition between these James Madison players as they get inside the 22-meter mark for inside Duluth territory. It's going to be a penalty advantage to James Madison. Duluth rolling back 10.
Well-earned territory by James Madison. This is much more like the up-tempo play we're used to from seeing this squad.
Kevin Cass showing a little bit of quickness, getting it inside and driving it down to the try zone. And we have the possible try, waiting for the confirmation. And it looks like it's going to be a 22-meter drop.
Much better go-forward rugby there by James Madison. Also doing a fantastic job of just utilizing these offloads that they're much known for. Duluth a little bit more lackadaisical in their defensive pressure coming up.
Ball's kicked off. Recovered by Nate Norwood, and we have the knock-on.
Norwood just planning what he's going to do with the ball before it actually gets in his hands. I'm sure he'd like to have that one, another shot at it. Great attacking platform here for Minnesota Duluth, off the knock-on. Referee just having a little chat with Bolstead as well. Indicating maybe a little bit of back chat there.
Scrum set. Christensen getting set to put the ball in. Scrum is engaged. Christensen gets the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it out to Roble. Roble with lowering the shoulder, putting a little power in there as he's taken down.
Nice clear out by Duluth.
Taken in by number 23, James Lemke. Christensen just getting it out to his forward, just crashing down, trying to run clock out, trying to tire down this James Madison defense. Nice little chip kick that leads to ball going out the try line.
Looks like they're awarding a line out there for James Madison.
Just along the try line. James Madison's able to recover the ball, sets up for the ruck. Trying to clear out a little space. Kunkel's able to kick the ball out for territory. Gets it just out to the James Madison 35. If you want to be able to continue to watch great rugby, go ahead and check out Universal Sports Network, the home of the greatest rugby competitions, from IRB 7's World Series to the year's Atlanta Sevens. The world's best rugby lives on Universal Sports Network. Minnesota Duluth is setting up for the lineout. A little bumble ball going there, but Minnesota Duluth is able to recover.
Nice charge forward there by Minnesota, really keeping his feet. You can see just trying to drive forward, get those extra inches. When you achieve more success, just lower the body height a bit and you'll be just fine. Excellent Superman ball placement back.
Chung showing a little bit of strength again, trying to clear out a little space. Mo Katz showing a little gusto, trying to get the ball out. Duluth able to recover the ball on the drop knock-on. It'll be off the initial knock-on against James Madison.
See Katz there just taking a minute to stretch out calf muscle. Just indicative of how much leg drive really has been going on both sides. McIvory's taking a look at his watch here. Closing in on the 10-minute mark. Seen James Madison come back a bit more, having more ball possession, doing a better job of being able to spread the field, which has been helpful to neutralize some of this solid defense that Minnesota Duluth has put up here today.
Christensen talking a little bit to his backfield, letting them know.
Gift, have you seen any noticeable differences between the first half and the second half so far in this match?
Well, so far you can at least say that James Madison has started to try and pick it up, but I think the significant consistency has been just Minnesota Duluth's just absolute power and relentlessness. Again, starting from the first second of the second and the first half, and just continuing to roll from there. You can only say that with the new substitutions in that they might be holding back a little bit more, but you're still saying that same attempted power crashing in with the forwards.
If you're Coach Kachuba at this point, you're trying to make some tactical decisions about substitutions too as well, preparing for, you know, it really is like a battle throughout the weekend, and making sure that those decisions that you make early on are going to help throughout the championship series.
Keep each of those players as fresh as possible.
Credit to this Minnesota Duluth team. It's about really, there's no replacements. There's just reloading. There's just a great effort of talent all throughout this program, 1 for 23.
Christensen's able to get the ball out to his backs. It's taken in by Roble. Roble is taken down inside James Madison territory. Ball's out to Olstead. Olstead passes inside to Blake Martin. Blake ball's out to Bolstead. Bolstead's taken down deep inside James Madison territory, and we have a penalty. He's holding the ball inside the ruck. James Madison trying to get it out to Mo Katz. Katz showing a little speed, taking it out to the winger. James Madison on open field, trying to show a little bit around the corner, cutting inside, waiting up so that he can get some support and push out into touch. It will be Duluth ball on the line out inside deep in Duluth territory.
That was Christian Morial there for James Madison with the little show and go. Great field vision, looking forward and seeing if his defender's committing, kept the ball and was able to stretch it out just a bit before he was bundled into touch.
You can see the great pass off to Mo Katz. Mo Katz with the awareness to buy a little bit of time. Taken out from Carlson, getting it in deep. And a big pushing play puts James Madison at the try line, but we have a penalty against Duluth.
Looks like it was actually held up in the try zone. James Madison, solid position here. See the fans getting behind them. Minnesota Duluth fans as well, urging them to stay strong, hold their ground here. Nothing more exciting than a 5-meter scrum here at the D2 National Championship Series. Teams get ready to reset for critical scrum here.
And big Duluth push. Getting the ball, that's number 20, Pat Shea. Shea trying to get it down to the try zone, try line.
James Madison driving forward, doing what he can to try to get the ball to ground quick. There's a lot of space outside and good support. Mo Katz.
Absolutely
fantastic job there. Great vision and awareness to see how the defense was being sucked in on that good go forward momentum.
He has been showing sparks of that all game. That quickness, that underrated quickness that he has, and it's now finally come back to eventually help and reward them.
Was a D2 All-American last season. That's the type of elite level play that we're used to seeing. Go back again, see the struggle here to really get the ball down to the ground. Great effort. As soon as the ball hit the ground, shipped it out. Mo Katz in for the try.
And the conversion is made. Score is 47. University of Minnesota Duluth, 17, James Madison University. 6 minutes remaining in this half.
We're seeing a bit more confidence built up here by this James Madison squad. They're taking a few more risks that are paying off for them. Really sticking to the game plan. We're starting to see them kind of charge forward, draw in some more defenders, and create some space on the outside. Mo Katz was able to take advantage of it.
James Madison able to recover the ball. Matt Petrick dropping the ball backwards. Looks like Mo Katz trying to kick the ball, and it went into touch just about 5 meters away from the original spot of the kick.
Minnesota Duluth, as we talked about, just a wealth of different D2 All-Americans as well. Other alumni as well. As a capped Eagle and current member of the men's national team, Graham Harriman. He's played his college rugby for Minnesota Duluth. I'm sure he's tuning in right now, cheering on the Fighting Penguins.
Mo Katz with a great stiff arm trying to find some open field, cutting inside, getting around the edge, showing a little bit of the speed, finding some open man on the kick, and it is the double knock-on advantage going to Minnesota Duluth.
Cats just really great vision, see the gap going forward, trying to unselfishly make a pass across field.
Duluth just grinding the ball in, trying to maintain possession. Christensen gets the ball out to Eric Waltman. Balls pass out to...
Cats quick on the tackle there, great support. You see just that nice stacked support in the ruck for Minnesota Duluth. Makes it very difficult to contest possession of any ball.
You can see Mo Katz looking aware, trying to find a little bit of space, trying to give his players a little bit of time and find that open man, kind of suck that Duluth defense in. Was a great plan, great play, just not able to execute completely.
You see his eyes looking forward and just head on a swivel, trying to find any type of support possible. Able to slow up just a bit, trying to make that pass cross field. Just didn't have enough to execute.
Duluth, James Madison able to recover the ball. Big attempted play by Pat Shea. Turnover to Duluth. We're going to have the knock-on against Shea. Duluth will have the scrum.
Close to around 3 minutes remaining. Scoreline reflects the game solidly in Minnesota Duluth's hands at this point. James Madison really putting on the last series, maybe likely won the last 10 minutes in terms of momentum and go forward.
Remember, the winner of this game will go on to play UW Whitewater for the championship. The consolation going to play Notre Dame College. James Madison getting the ball out to Shea. Shea is taken down just inside the 44-meter inside James Madison territory. An attempt by Matt Petrick, trying to crash the ball through. Just a strong, stout Duluth defense. Mo Katz trying to get the ball out, trying to take advantage. Big kick in to...
Mo Katz still driving forward, going strong all game.
Madison trying to really crash the ball, really take advantage of the strength that they have remaining.
Great job getting the ball to ground, ripping it back.
Mo Katz trying to get the ball out. Ball is taken in. This Duluth defense is just swarming.
Duluth losing a bit of that defensive shape, but still being committed to the tackles.
Bolstead trying to find some open space, taking the one-on-one on Katz. Katz is not having any of that.
Bolstead found great support, able to get the ball back to the Fighting Penguins.
Blake Martin still on his feet. Duluth just trying to crash it, trying to kill what's remaining of the clock. Just constantly crashing with the forwards. You can see that they are just... They're playing to just end the game at this point. It's going to be a knock-on against Duluth.
See referee McIver taking a look at his watch. But credit to James Madison really playing with all they've got down to the last seconds. Both teams have made a number of adjustments, really bounced back from setbacks due to injury. As you said before, Mike Crichton lost early on in James Madison, probably in the best way possible, at least going down when you're scoring a try for your team. I'm sure this leadership will be missed throughout the rest of this national championship tournament.
Kunkel setting up to put the ball in. An 8-man pickup. Get the pass off to Shea. Shea breaking the tackle, taking it to the outside. That is number 11, Narskar with the try. Getting it in at the last second. Putting James Madison up.
That was Zach Schwartz, actually, for James Madison. Actually, correction, that's Matt Narskar.
You can see the big play by Shea. Shea shaking off one tackle, still keeping his eyes off for the pass, setting up for Matt Narskal. And Narskal just putting in for the untouched score to end this game.
Narskar's got to go back and make sure that he gives Shea a big hand to doing a great job to commit that defender, put him into space.
Chris Kunkel setting up for the conversion, and conversion is no good. Final score is University of Minnesota Duluth 47, James Madison 24. We will get a chance. Stay tuned for tomorrow. James Madison will take on Notre Dame College for the consolation. First game at 11 a.m. and the second game, the championship game, University of Minnesota Duluth taking on UW Whitewater, the matchup that has been waited for. Get excited. We'll be back. It's going to be a great day of rugby. Katie, what was it that you've seen out of these matches today that has impressed the most out of you?
What everybody has seen was mostly what was expected, just pure dominance here from University of Minnesota Duluth. The Fighting Penguins, they consistently, fighting is accurate because they are a consistent group that's physical in the breakdown. Their defensive pressure, they come forward at great speed, a fantastic line integrity. As you saw, a number of substitutions all the way through, just great amounts of quality athletes all the way through the squad. So we'll just take a look at some of their different efforts here. Again, see that pressure coming forward on defensive line. Luca right away, just getting on the board early, showing that he is All-American material. Another ref by Bolstead just all day long and just really hammering through there. Even when they're on offensive attack, it's almost like getting tackled. Like their power going forward is immense, and they utilize the offload a great deal, but they're constantly charging forward, being able to do that score the try technique, just stretching things out. Madison here the same, both sides actually very useful in contact, able to stretch out a couple of extra meters. This was that just absolute dominant scrum performance, really taking the wind out of the sails of James Madison at this point. And that's Cody Christensen just touching it down, last year's MVP, with a great performance again today. So many tools in the toolbox of this Minnesota Duluth team.
Let's take it down to the field. We get to meet man of the match, Jake Lugard. Jake, what did you have for breakfast today? Because you were just in beast mode.
Just had some eggs, the regular breakfast. It was great.
Well, look, you know what? Whatever the secret is, it must not be as it seems better than the Skittles Marshawn Lynch is having. What were you seeing all day today whenever you were on the field?
Well, we saw they had good defense, good spread defense, and we were able to just slam it in there and play our game.
Well, when coming into this game, what was the mindset for this Minnesota team? You guys came out physical, hard, almost relentless the entire game.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, just play hard, play our game, and just run at James Madison.
Jake, we have the opponent that you're going to be facing early on, they said they want you. They're looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I like a challenge. Looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Jake. We really appreciate your time. Congratulations to you. You're moving on again. This is a place you've been before. Really best of luck throughout the tournament, and well done today. You're the MVP.
Thank you.
We want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch us today. We hope you guys have had a great time, great watching some physical rugby. Stay tuned till tomorrow. It's going to get only better from here. Better weather, better play. My name is Gift Time in Bailu. This is the Katie Worst, and you guys have a great day.
Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.
The football field coming out the backfield as a fullback.
He could be a fullback, too.
Yeah.